Welcome, welcome, one and all, as it is game number 3 here at IPL Team Arena Challenge Losers Bracket Round 2 between ReIGN and SlayerS. We have ReIGN.Spades spawning as our purple Terran here in the top right-hand corner of Tal'Darim, his opponent down in the bottom right. He is the blue Terran who has worn a different color each of the 3 games. He's Clyde.
He's a man of many colors.
Yes.
And right now he's blue. So he's down in the bottom right, Spades up in the top right. So
Clyde blue, period.
Basically what this means is because of the rotational symmetry, Spades' natural is going to be a little bit harder to hold than Clyde's.
Yeah, if you take a look at the way this ramp points, it points straight out, and then you have a very short walk distance through the Xel'Naga Tower to siege up your opponent's natural. If we move into that, you know, long-term siege tank phase, whereas the natural from Spades points the other direction altogether. That may not seem like a whole lot, but it makes the position significantly harder to hold on to.
It's true. Makes rallying units to the front a little bit more difficult as well.
Yeah.
Whoa, Clyde, what are you doing?
There we go.
Okay,
missing a spot initially, but he's got it.
This is an interesting. Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it takes the conventional amount of structures. Well, I mean, if he decides to do Barracks 1, Barracks 2, and then plug the gap or something like that, that's certainly a possibility, but I really don't know what build he's going to end up going with, as both players did go gas after Barracks. So
interesting. So this is actually the first time Clyde's built that gas like the fastest possible, you know, right after the Barracks get started.
Yeah.
He started the gas. The other 2 times they were delayed. The first game was delayed quite a bit. Second game delayed just a small amount, but I don't know what Clyde does on Tal'Darim. Like, this is going to be a learning experience for me. Both players are going to finish up their barracks now. I expect to see orbitals and a single marine from both guys.
Yeah, Clyde's a player.
Tech Lab.
Clyde's a player, yeah. Tech Lab and Orbital Commands coming out for both players. Clyde's a player that I haven't seen a whole lot of lately. Now, he was in GSL Code S at the beginning of November, but he did end up losing in the round of 32, dropped down into the round of 48 in Code A, took 1 set off of Creator Prime, and then promptly lost to an up-and-coming 17-year-old from StarTale, as we found out before.
Parting,
fighting. Yes.
I kind of want to call him partying.
Partying?
So I can say partying, yeah.
The Andrew WK variant of StarCraft player?
Yeah, sure.
Party hard, man. Oh, man. Oh, that's a shout from my childhood. And let's see here. As Clyde does have his factory coming down at the back. Now, Spades has made a pretty significant investment in resources getting up that Reaper, and it looks like that's going to be a Reaper expand build. Will he put up a second Reaper behind this? No, he's actually just going to chase down his SCV there for a second.
Yeah, well, the SCV was scared. He actually missed his mark because there is a Reaper. You know, Reapers are ex-cons that are fitted with these crazy jetpacks because they don't care if they live or die.
Oh, and he gets away. A very risky decision right there from Spades, but it pays off. Of course, the Reaper's not going to do any scouting unless it wants to take the very, very long way around.
Which he could. I mean, he's got time. He's not doing much else for the time being. He's not going to go take vacation or anything like that.
It looks like this is not the version of the map where you have the little landing area right there. The Reaper path, as it were.
Basically. Blinkstalkers, Colossi, and Reapers are the only thing that can make use of it.
Pretty much.
I mean, you could drop a siege tank down there, but I don't know why you would.
Right.
The Reaper is just going to check out this third and perhaps hang out for a little while, but Clyde is already moving with Hellions.
Wow, and there's 2 Marines up here for Spades. He's got a third coming out now, and this Reaper is going to get into his opponent's base to go ahead and take a look around, but it looks like the Hellion should be rallied in to help in just a few seconds, and this could get very, very bad for Spades in a hurry.
And he's already pulling 10-ish SCVs to try and stop 3 Marines and a Hellion. You know things are not going so great.
Right.
Command Center is going to finish up, but he does have some SCVs available to try and tank some hits.
Reaper's gone.
The Reaper has, you know, passed on. We'll have a service for him later.
And this was meant to pressure his opponent and deny an expansion. It was not meant to outright kill him, but it may very well do just that.
Yeah, Clyde is still rallying units. I can see 2 little blips on the minimap headed up there. If he keeps that Hellion alive a little longer, he can actually move it into the SCV line perhaps and start doing some damage. If he just keeps it kiting and keeps that super low health Hellion, he's going to do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, he really is. Already a lot of workers lost for Spades. They're all very, very low health. Nice control out of Clyde to keep that alive, and he's going to move right into the SCV line. Looks like one of those Hellions will eventually go down. The other one, I got to just keep tracking this one.
He's got 4 kills. Oh, Marine finally popped out and took care of that.
Yeah, I guess. All right, but Spades does have a lot of very, very hurt workers. He is a recipient of this orbital command now, though. It's taken a little bit of damage, but we again have continued reinforcements coming in for Clyde. Spades looks like he has enough right away to defend against that, but there's a Banshee out, and it's over on the right-hand side, and he does not have anything to defend against that.
And he will have Cloak soon as well. If you look up on the production tab, you can see
Yes.
it's about 75-80% done, and there's no turrets. There's a couple of scans available, maybe. He has been mewing pretty regularly so far in the game, so we'll see if that actually ends up making a difference. SCVs, of course, are going to fall like flies. Engineering bay being built now actually killed the SCV building it, so even that is going to be delayed quite a bit.
Yes, it is. It looks like another SCV coming back now, but that Banshee will be able to play with the cliff line here and pick off a couple of
Cloak's
Marines
done.
if it so desires. And there it is. And a turret's not going to be up for a while, but a scan was finished, but the Banshee looks like it's going to get away.
Nice pickup by Clyde. 7 kills on that Banshee in total. Spades does not have concussive shells finished. As you see, the Hellions still scooting by. They are going to deny some more mining time as turrets start to be sprinkled across Spades' 2 bases.
Yes, and looks like one more Marine does go down. The second may fall here in a bit. So this Banshee come back. Yeah, looks like it was finally killed, but it prevented the construction of the missile turret for a significant period of time. Oh no, there it is! He just flew around.
Is that the same Banshee?
There's a second one. I don't know.
That has to be a new one.
really
The other one
sure.
was in orange health.
Yeah, you're right. So it did get picked off, and the second one came up and picked off a bunch more kills.
That's worse for Spades because it means both
Yeah.
Banshees got 7+ kills.
correct.
And he still can't really do a whole lot about it. He has to hug, he has to stay close, hug these turrets just to be able to fight these off. And he's still building more Marines right now, solely Marines actually. If you look at Clyde's production tab, he's starting to get some tanks rolling out now as well. And that
Right.
can be very difficult for Spades to deal with just Marines.
Spades, just to try and catch up on supply right now, is just going to have to pump mass Marines and just hope that a mobile force is going to be able to overwhelm his opponent. But once those tanks actually get in a decent position, it could spell doom for Mr. Spades. Doom, I tell you.
The SCV has been destroyed. That SCV was ended
Yes.
completely by these 2
They
Banshees.
must break you.
More tanks rolling out. Supply depot is being built for Clyde. He did supply cap himself because he's just building so many units and never losing any. And SCV is still on the run. Cloak is
Yep.
not available for that Banshee in the red, so he's just going to head home, probably get some repairs. And Banshee number dose is just hanging out.
Number dose, indeed. And that one is going to get repaired back at home. This Banshee still effectively denying the mineral patches over on the right-hand side of the natural. But siege mode is finished. There's significant upgrades on the way now for Mr. Clyde, as he does indeed have Stim coming up as well.
Yep, both players basically sticking it out at home. It looks like Clyde is going to wait until he gets a comfortable number of tanks. These Banshees, of course, are doing all that they can to slow down Spades. I think we've seen over 20 kills now combined from the 3 Banshees of Clyde, and they can just continue to be a force if Spades can't deal with them.
Apparently this one not going to get repaired. It's just hanging
Retired.
out, saying hi. What's going on, guys? And there we go. It finally gets its welcoming party, as it's already notched a few stickers on the side of its Banshee. And here comes the medevac now, and Spades pulling away his forces. We could see some damage from this drop. He's got to stay out of the range of that missile turret. God, he's just outside of the range.
That's pretty crazy. He found the sweet spot, but now all these Marines, of course, are very nearby, so he's going to be able to scoot out with only losing 1 Marine for his attempt. I still think that Clyde is just biding his time. You know, this harassment really didn't have much of a chance to do anything unless he hit in the main, perhaps. But all these tanks that continue to come out for Clyde are going to be a huge difference here soon. Clyde's starting to move out now from his natural. You can get a better feel for how much firepower he's actually been accumulating during all these Banshee shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely. And he's going to siege up underneath that sweet spot we were talking about before. And nice job defending this spot with the Banshee. So any units that come up and try to make their way into defend against these Marines are just going to go down right away. The Banshee gets away, keeps its 5 kills and its life intact, and then all of the Marines for Spades just get blasted into oblivion.
Yep, this expansion is as good as dead. Spades knows it, so he's going to take off and try to land somewhere else, perhaps. But right now, Spades really needs an answer for these siege tanks. With the medevacs here, he can actually just load those up and bring them up onto the high ground without having to go through that gauntlet that he's got up near his 3rd base.
Scan reveals the orbital command moving to the top right-hand corner as well. And it's not even really going to get set down because once Clyde, I mean, if he establishes any tanks right here at all, Spades is good as done for. He can't reinforce his forces, and it looks like he's going to make his way up. There's a stim out of Clyde. Ooh, a few units are going to die there, but it looks like they will get back home.
Maybe not the best move by Clyde. I don't know why he abandoned those units, honestly.
Yeah.
He has plenty of medevacs there. Spades doesn't really have anything to stop that with. Spades never even got a starport, as far as I'm aware, to get any Vikings.
He
or
did
anything like
just
that.
finish
Oh,
one.
okay, so
But
a
it
couple medevacs.
finished like 5 seconds ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Vikings, not a threat. Clyde is up by 50 supply right now, and this, essentially, as long as he protects his Marines with that siege tank line in the back, should be just fine. And you can see them all lining up. I don't know what the upgrades are, but the number of medevacs you can see making a huge difference regardless. And there's the GG.
GG is called, and ReIGN is now down 3-0 as Clyde is taking names at the moment.
是上将。